Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the varsity matchup this evening. Opponent is Cape Cod Academy, Seahawks. I'd like to welcome all the fans, players, and coaches from Cape Cod Academy. I will be announcing the starting five for the Seahawks.
Jordan, we're going.
He is the junior number 2, Trey Merritt. Sophomore number 4, Tamar Washington. He is the senior number 14, Thomas Respect. He is a freshman number 22, Jameson Cassidy. And last but not least, freshman number 25, Mike Berry.
I got some more by.
Coach of the Seahawks is Harvard's own Adam Rose. Nice to see you again, Adam. And let's hear it for the starting five for the Sharks of Monomoy High School. He is a senior number 1, Jeff Kimball. Sophomore number 5, Jackson Rocco. Also sophomore number 11, Jackson Morneau. He is the sophomore, he is the captain, number 12, Finn Iora. And last but not least, senior captain, number 4, Michael Desir. And Taylor is the coach of the Monomoy Sharks.
Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of our national anthem.
How are we doing, folks? I am Nick Sanford, and this is my color commentator, Jordan Charlot.
Hello, I am Jordan. I'm going to be the color commentator today for CCA versus Monomoy.
Looking for some high action, very, 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 very action-packed basketball here. Some high school basketball. Former Monomoy student. Also now captain of the Cape Cod Academy basketball team. Tamar Washington on the floor right now, alongside his teammates. We'll see right now. Looks like Mike Berry, Jameson Cassidy, Thomas Brissett, and Trey Merritt. As you hear that buzzer right there, the Monomoy starters will take the floor. Looks like Jackson Morneau, Finn Iora, Mike Desir, Jeffrey Kimball, and of course, Jackson Rocco. Some familiar faces. Might see him around the halls every once in a while. Talking about our team.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, you see CCA was starting off with the ball.
Tip goes to CCA as we see Tamar Washington at the top of the key with Jackson Rocco.
Oh, ball lost.
Ball lost. That would be Trey Merritt driving into the paint, passes out, puts it up, and that'll be a quick 2-0 lead for Cape Cod Academy. That was Thomas Brissett, the senior. Kimball for 3. Kimball knocks down the 3. It is 3-2 Monomoy. And just like that, we got some scoring to start out the game.
Great back and forth that you see about going on by both teams. Seems to be prioritizing a little bit of offense going on.
Merritt losing the ball. Washington there to pick it back up. Looks like Merritt back out to Mike Barry. Barry driving for the paint. Barry pass out to Brissett. Brissett drives in the paint. Paint puts it up. And he knocks that down. That'll be an and one.
Wow.
Very, very tough play by the grown man, Thomas Brissett.
Man, this offense is electric right now.
Does he look like he's ready to leave high school? Could be in the workforce. I mean, doing my job.
Big kid.
Puts up the free throw, and it is no good. That'll be 4-3, Cape Cod Academy. Finhauer with the rebound, bringing it up the court. All by himself, loses the ball, kicked off Brissett's foot. Brissett picks it up, throws it off of Finhauer, and that'll be out of bounds.
Great play. Great play. You know, the split-second decision to throw it off Finhauer, and then they get their ball again.
Very good play by Brissett there, in bounds into Mike Barry, which is quite a name, actually. I don't know, it kind of rolls off the tongue. Mike Barry.
You are in Cape Cod, my friend. Land of the cranberry bogs.
Trey Merritt, fade jumper, puts it up, rebounded by Rocco. Rocco, actually, one of the names, assistant coach Soley, or as we all know, Coach Soley. He said, when I asked him what their biggest offensive threat was, he said, Jackson Rocco. And we're going to see tonight just how true that statement can be. And honestly, through the games that I've watched so far this season, he's been excellent.
Exactly.
Very great player. Has 35-plus inch vertical, I believe, can jump very, very high. Still cannot dunk. It's that short wingspan, I think, but
Maybe a few more inches he could use.
we see him before every game. Go up, try a few. Although there's kind of a punishment for that now.
Yeah.
I believe you can get a tech for doing that. But you know what? He hasn't made one yet, so I think we're in good shape.
Maybe eventually. Still a sophomore.
First free throw was missed by Jamison Cassidy. And the second one is knocked down. Inbounded by Jackson Morneau. Back to Jackson Rocco. Rocco bringing the ball up the court very fast. Passes out to Hiora. Back to about half court. Hiora trying to run the play. Hiora driving in the paint. Pass out to Desir. Desir for three. And that's an air ball rebounded by Jamison Cassidy.
Not quite on the mark.
It'll be Tamar Washington bringing it up now for Cape Cod Academy. Pass out to Merritt. Merritt. Stolen by Hiora. Almost stolen by Hiora. Almost stolen by Desir too. And they still get the ball back. Ball's put up. He falls real hard to the ground. Felt that way over here.
Too many opportunities for that offense to make.
It'll be Morneau. Top of the three-point line. Pass out to Finn Hiora. Hiora trying to escape that half-court pressure. Morneau with the ball in the paint. Trying to put it up. Gets grabbed onto by Merritt. That'll be a jump ball. And it looks like it'll be Monomoy possession. Morneau on the inbound. Guarded tightly by Mike Barry. Pass out to Hiora. Hiora looking for the next open pass. Kimball puts up the shot and off the back rim. Rebounded by Desir. Very good rebound by this small guard. Back to Morneau. Back to Rocco. Rocco to Hiora. Hiora back to Morneau. Morneau back to Hiora. Hiora back to Desir. Desir driving into the paint. Back to Rocco. Puts it up for three. Looks like it was good from my angle, but it was not. Looks like a personal foul called on Jeff Kimball.
You know, Monomoy lost previously to CCA, but, you know, I want to see how they can respond back. Can they respond back, try to take that loss and turn it into a win, a new win, or is it just going to be the same thing repeated?
And yeah, this Monomoy team coming off a two-game losing streak. When I asked Coach Soley, what's the kind of the game plan here to get you out of the slump? He said defense, playing with, you know, kind of a purpose behind everything. This team, very clearly undersized compared to the other team. Very young as well. We have multiple underclassmen, sophomores, freshmen even, Zach Martin.
Only two seniors?
Only two seniors. Two seniors, and one's not even playing right now. One's on the bench. Very young team from Monomoy. So that'll be Mike Barry putting that one up, extending the lead to 7-3. It'll be Morneau bringing the ball up. Morneau guarded tightly by Barry. Morneau pass out to Kimball. Kimball pass to Rocco. Stolen by Tamar Washington into the hands of Jamison Cassidy. This will be Brissett. Brissett taking it in, the grown man. Morneau with the rebound. Pass out to Rocco, the other Jackson. Pass to Finn Hyora. Hyora puts it up. And that one is good. It'll be 7-5, Cape Cod Academy with about 3:54 left in the first quarter.
Man. You know, it's interesting that CCA, I was talking to the head coach, Adam Rose. You know, he was saying that, you know, usually teams go with a crazy, like, you know, game plan. Maybe we'll just do. He literally just said, great offense, great defense. You know, I think he likes to keep it plain. I think he wants to be great in all-around aspects, not good at one aspect, like just like, oh, let's just be practicing mainly defense this week. He wants to get good at everything. He wants to make sure his team is perfect to the best of their ability in every single subject, in every single situation.
Honestly, and I think you might be onto something here because this Cape Cod Academy team actually already beat Monomoy once, not even 2 weeks ago. Dropped the record to 5-6, 5-7. Cape Cod Academy themselves is only 6-7, so on paper this is a fairly close matchup. Lots of younger players for these guys, aside from the singular working class grown man we've seen so far. Thomas Brissett looks about as old as the coach. Probably could be on the staff.
Oh my God. Gotta be doing his taxes soon.
Here we go with Trey Merritt. Trey Merritt inbounds to Tamar Washington. Washington bring the ball up. Guarded by Rocco. Pass out to Brissett, guarded by Zach Martin, the lone freshman. Martin rebounds. Martin trying to get it up the court. Guarded very tightly by Tamar Washington. Whew. Pass it out to Rocco. Rocco to Sear, back to Rocco for three. And he knocks that one down. That'll be 7-8, Monomoy now in the lead.
First lead by Monomoy.
A little over 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Guarded by Rocco. Rocco does not get the steal. Pokes it free for three. That's Trey Merritt. Rebounded by another Morneau. And that'll be a... What exactly did just happen?
Not sure, McCall.
Seemed like a clean play. Something must have went wrong. Inbound to Tamar Washington. Back out to Mike Berry. Seems to be the big tonight. Very large individual. Especially compared to some of the smaller Monomoy kids. Cape Cod Chronicle, I believe it was, labeled us as undersized in their headline recently. And Soli himself actually said, it's unfortunate, but it's also accurate. It's just kind of like the circumstances they have to deal with. And he thinks that maybe a more appropriate headline would have been motivated but young. Obviously, a lot of these kids are only still sophomores.
Definitely.
Younger than both me and you. And honestly, they have a lot of room to improve. This team could be very good in a few years.
It's the hand you're dealt with. It's just how you come back with it.
Sure is. That is rebounded by Barry. Pass out to Tamar Washington. Washington guarded by Rocco. Back to Barry. Guarded up by Finn Hyora, the sophomore. Also a captain. Chucks that one up, but that's a brick off the front rim. Pass out to Hyora on the fast break. Hyora puts that one up. There's a miss. Rebounded by Rocco. Rocco back out to three. Oh, and he passes to who he thought was to who he thought was Zach Martin, but it was really Tamar Washington.
Wow.
Not sure where that one was going. Directly to him. I don't think there's a player on a team within
Mind racing
5
too
feet.
fast or something. I think it's too much happening. I think he's just thinking too much.
An interesting factor about that one, I believe Washington and Rocco were on the same team at one point. Obviously, Washington being a former Monomoy student, so maybe that had something to do with it. He got a flashback to the old days, some middle school basketball.
Hey, they go back and forth, man. Just that personal relationship.
We'll see. It seems like these two young guys are the kind of premier players for either of the teams. So we'll see where Washington takes this free throw. That one is good. It is now 8-8, tie game. 1:45 left in the first quarter. As that ball is inbounded. Pass to Zach Martin, back to Morneau. Morneau, pass out to Burke. Burke, back to Rocco. Rocco for three, very deep three. Almost makes it. On the rebound, fighting for it. There's a scrap. Back to Rocco. Rocco somehow gets it. Back to Morneau. Morneau, pass out to Burke. Burke for three.
Wide open.
Wide open, and it's a brick.
I thought it was going to be green.
Brissett pass up to Kyle Roque. Back to Barry, back to Brissett. Brissett for three. Brissett off the front rim. And it looks like Burke's going down. Hit by Mike Barry. That'll be a foul on Cape Cod Academy? I believe so.
People just blind to the threes now. 2 wide open threes by both teams.
It'll now be Jackson Morneau on the inbound. The Morneau twins look very, very much alike, so apologies if I get any names wrong, but they're both on the court right now. One's 14, one's 11. 11 is Jackson, 14 is Jarrett. 11 is Jackson, 14 is Jarrett. That's how I'll remember that. Washington on the inbound, passes to Barry. Barry back to Washington. Back to Barry. Guarded by Jackson Morneau. Morneau guarding Barry. Barry driving into the paint. And that looks like a travel to me, and it is. And that'll be Monomoy ball. Tie game, a little under a minute left in the first quarter. See, it'll be Morneau on the inbound. Pass to Rocco. Full court press by Cape Cod Academy. Kind of interesting to see so early in the game, but at the same time, you kind of want to establish that defensive, hard press mindset.
Anything get that ball out. It's a mental game.
Honestly,
it's a mental game.
It's a tie game so far. So far, so good. So we'll see where that takes them. It'll be Martin pass to Burke. Burke back to Morneau. Morneau fakes. Back to Burke. Burke back to Martin. It looks like they're using this kind of playmaking ability. That'll be Brissett on the fast break. Brissett puts that up. He is whacked.
Almost a block. Just had the hand where it's not supposed to be.
Mikey Santos, not Brissett. Very similar build. It'll be free throws for Santos.
I think what really matters right now is what happens off the ball. You know, if you're not moving around too much, like when you don't have the ball, which is a common case, especially in high school. You know, when you're not moving around when you don't have the ball, it's just like you're letting your other teammates down. Yeah, there's some individual aspects to basketball, but at the same time, you have to learn the team aspect.
Kind of function as one big unit, you know. And I think that's what they've been trying to do, running these plays. Obviously, lots of passing so far. They can't really rely on that size matchup because just about everyone on Cape Cod Academy's team is just a few inches taller than ours.
Yeah.
Buzzer beater fadeaway 3 for Jackson Morneau.
Morale going up.
And that is a way to end the quarter. And hopefully they can just ride that one into the next because I don't think you could end it a better way.
Hey, man, I think Monomoy's changed. I think Monomoy's learned from their past loss to CCA. I think they're trying to be like, you know what, I'm not taking any more from this. You know, we're not going to get beaten by this team again.
That's just the truth. And Sully himself said, this is a team you got to be careful with. I mean, even if we are undersized, they're game planning. And their precision and passing and playmaking is just so much more important to them. So they're going to be practicing a lot of these things a lot more in practice and stuff. So make up for that lack of size.
With 3 quarters left. 3 quarters. And then CCA, they can get back. They can easily make a bucket, 2 buckets, 3 buckets, come back. It just takes that one fall in morale.
It does. And that buzzer beater could be a killer here. And we'll see if Monomoy can ride that one coming out of the break. Looks like we're about to start the second quarter. It'll be Brissett inbounding for Cape Cod Academy, and it looks like tomorrow Washington will be receiving that inbound. Monomoy, some new players. Looks like Desir, Martin, Hyora, Burke, and Jackson Morneau. That is Brissett being guarded tightly by Martin. Brissett passes to Barry. Barry outside on the wing. Pass to Brissett. Brissett driving into the paint. Pass back down to Santos. Santos puts that up, and that'll be a quick bucket for Cape Cod Academy.
Still with the full court press.
Martin on the inbound. Uses that speed to get up court. Beats Santos. Martin, the top of the key. Oh, pass it. That is stolen by Tamar Washington. Washington puts that one up. And it'll be a shooting foul on Monomoy. And we'll see how many of these he can convert. He made 1 or 2 last time.
Well, no pressure right now so far.
Not too much, obviously. Cape Cod Academy kind of come pretty fast out of the break here. Quick bucket. Back here, we get some free throws, so we'll see if he can knock these down. He knocked the first one. Cape Cod Academy will once again take the lead, 11-10. And looking at the scoreboard here, we can see a very clear foul difference. Monomoy seems to have a lot more somehow. And it seems like there's been a lot of contact on both sides recently, especially after coming out of that buzzer. And earlier in the first quarter when we saw that kind of scrap on the ground for the ball. And I think that'll be a good part of this game. It'll be fun to watch as Hiora gets the inbound here. Hiora looking to pass. Full court press still on. Burt back to Hiora. Hiora up to Martin. Martin takes it, tries not to get stolen, and he dribbles that one right out of bounds behind his back.
That pressure's coming, man.
And a good move by Zach Martin there to kind of dribble behind his back. Just didn't quite go his way. Rolled out of bounds, bad bounce. That is Trey Merritt, guarded by Martin, who we were just talking about. Back to Tamar Washington. Desir guarding him tightly. Merritt. Washington drives to the paint. Stopped very quickly by Desir on the double team by Burke. Merritt takes it, drives into the paint. Pass back out to Santos. Santos puts that one up, and that's an easy bucket for Cape Cod Academy. That'll be 14-10. Pass up to Burke. Full court press still on. Wide open Jackson Morneau quickly gets swallowed up by defenders. Burke for three, off front rim, and not quite the start to the second quarter as you'd want to see from the Monomoy team, but we'll see if they can bounce back. Merritt for three. Merritt puts that one up off front rim. And that was a foul on
it seems that
Cape Cod Academy.
It seems that Monomoy just can't handle this full court press. It's like they don't want to handle on the fast break. Like, Monomoy does not do well on the fast break. It's just how it is right now. I guess they just don't like it or they never practice it right now, but whenever they're forced in a fast break, they have to think too fast, and things are jumbling around, they're not organized. It's just that full court press, I think, initially is messing with them, man.
Another similar shot from the end of the first quarter from Morneau. Rebounded by Hiora. Puts that one up and is fouled immediately by Kyle Rubke. That'll be 2 free throws for Hiora.
Just rolled out.
Subs for Monomoy. Looks like Rocco coming on for Zach Martin. We'll see what the first free throw from Tenhauer comes from. And that one will not be good. One more. Puts it up. And that one is also no good. Again, not really what you want to see. Can't really capitalize on that kind of a hard foul by Roki there. Merritt puts that one up and is heavily contested. Pass out to Morneau. Morneau pass up to Hiora, wide open. Pass back to Desir. Desir on the wing, or in the corner. Martin taking that one in, puts it up on the floater. Does not go in, that'll be out of bounds off of Roki though, I believe. Him or Mike Berry, both in the same area. It'll be Hiora inbounding for Monomoy as Brissett has come back into the game for Mike Berry. Pass to Desir. Desir seeing what he can do with the handles. Pass out to Morneau. Morneau taking into the paint. Immediately met with double team. Pass out to Martin. Martin for three. And that one just not falling down. And Monomoy, they're doing a good job at getting open. They're just struggling to knock down the shots, and that's...
It comes down to the execution. You can set up all these opportunities, which they're doing right now. They're setting each other for shots. They can do that, but the execution's just not there.
And honestly, yeah, that one seemingly unintentionally stolen by Morneau. Kind of hit his arm mid-pass.
Oh, my.
As that three is knocked down from Tamar Washington.
Wow.
It's now 17-10 Cape Cod Academy with about 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Hiora, pass back to Desir, pass to Morneau. Morneau for three, and Morneau will not make that one. Again from another open look, and it's just the conversion. They're getting them open, they're getting the plays run, they're getting everything done. They just can't knock them down like Cape Cod Academy has been this quarter. That one looks like it'll be out on Cape Cod Academy. That'll be Monomoy ball. And they're continuing with the full court press. All right, that'll be a timeout by, I believe, Monomoy.
Hey, man, I'm just going to let you know right now, there's a point where, like, you need to hit these free throws.
It's not only the free throws, it's the wide open three-pointers.
Everything.
Those are valuable points you're just missing out on. Wide open from the corner, wide open from the top of the key. And it's just kind of frustrating to watch sometimes when you have such wide open players and they can't knock anything down. So we'll see if they can do something to kind of turn that around. Maybe it's just a bad night for some of these guys. I know both Rocco and Burke knocked down three-point shooters. Even the Morneau brothers, very, very excellent three-point shooters. Kind of something this team relies on to score points, the three-pointer.
Right.
So we'll see if the playmaking can get them through this one. But so far, size really is making a difference for Cape Cod Academy.
But we'll see. I think Monomoy can keep their cool. I think if they keep their cool and just like, okay, let's start from scratch and just keep going until they find the right momentum, find the right morale, and then eventually I think things will start coming along to them. They have to start now. Or else you're going to have those fourth quarter tendencies where now you're down by 2 points, you need this score, or you're down by 3 points, you're down by one score a game, and now it's like, hey, we need to make this shot. You want to start now rather than like the second half or final quarter.
Exactly. You got to just pile them up while you still can. And so far, that's what Cape Cod Academy's been doing. There's Morneau's bringing the ball up for Monomoy. Still in the full court press, Cape Cod Academy. That'll be Roki guarding him. A quick crossover. Pass out to Hyora. Hyora to Desir. Desir taking it into the paint. Not such a big body, but we'll see what he can do. Desir, top of the three-point line. Back to Hyora. Hyora bringing it in. Rocco for three, it looks like, off the back rim. Almost rebounded by Zoo, and picked right back up by Desir. And you look at that, Monomoy's on the board in the second quarter. Good to finally get that one out of the way. Maybe we can start knocking down some more.
Oh, shoot, that was their first score?
First score of the second quarter, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, looks like Hyora guarding up on Brissett. Back out to Roki. Roki working on Morneau. Back to Merritt. Merritt guarded by Rocco. And bumped by Hyora. They're going to call that out of bounds on... They're going to call that out of bounds on Cape Cod Academy. So it'll be Monomoy ball. Finn Hyora bringing the ball up. Sophomore captain. Back to Rocco, or back to Morneau. Morneau. Pass to Desir. Desir. Desir to Hyora. Hyora. Get it to Rocco. Rocco from the corner for three. Just can't knock that one down either. And honestly, the big offensive threat, Sully once mentioned to me, kind of having an off night so far. As that is an excellent finish by Tamar Washington for the and one.
You're like a three musketeer with that finesse. Come on. That's crazy.
It'll be the three musketeer himself, Tamar Washington, taking a single free throw. So that was an and one. Wow. We'll see where the score lies after this one. Not sure what that whistle was. Seems like some confusion between refs. Washington will now take the shot. Getting ready. Puts it up. And that one is good. It'll be 20-12, Cape Cod Academy. That is Morneau bringing the ball up. Morneau pass to Rocco. Rocco back to Hyora. Hyora. Pass to Kimball. Kimball to Rocco. Rocco. You're going to see where he goes with it. You're going to keep it. Pass out to Desir. Desir trying to work on Merritt. And that looks like it'll be a travel.
Hey, these turnovers, man. Turnovers, fouls, whatever it is, like by Monomoy. It's just like, it's too much.
17 fouls so far by Monomoy. And I think that's kind of like setting them up for failure here. It's getting in their way.
It definitely is. It's a hindrance.
Most definitely, especially since Cape Cod Academy's actually been fairly efficient in knocking down their free throws. Started out the game a little lucky for Monomoy. Cape Cod Academy wasn't really knocking down those shots they normally do, and then it's a whole new game in the second quarter. Haven't even slowed down, laid on the gas after that buzzer beater, and Cape Cod Academy hasn't looked back. Hyora is taking the ball from the top of the three-point line, puts that one up, and that is a foul on Cape Cod Academy. On the inbound will be Morneau. As Barry's back into the game alongside Jamison Cassidy, Thomas Brissett, Tamara Washington, and Trey Merritt. As that ball is stolen by Washington. Washington on the fast break. Washington. Crazy layup. Blocked by Rocco. Rocco now also on the fast break. Let's see where he can go. Washington flailing as Rocco can't get the shot to
Trying to look for a foul.
Looking for a foul. Not quite the NBA. Not going to get those ones. That one's contested by Morneau. Rebounded by the other Morneau, Jackson. That one nearly a travel. Caught by Martin. Martin working on Merritt. Pass to Hiora. Hiora guarded by James Cassidy. And Morneau back to Hiora. Hiora putting that one up. And that'll be an easy layup for Finn Hiora. Taken up by Barry. Barry contested by Morneau, but not quite stopped. It'll now be 22-14. Cape Cod Academy comes right back and scores. Morneau, Jackson Morneau bringing the ball up once again. Seems to be working more of a guard role, although he's really one of the bigger people on the team compared to his teammates. As Jarrett Morneau passed back to his brother. Trying to take it in, avoiding the travel. Pass to Martin. Martin back to Rocco. Rocco taking the ball in. Rocco for a nice little two-point jumper. Rebounded by Merritt. Merritt taking the ball up on the fast break, and he loses the dribble. Fast break has been stopped. Barry's right there at the top of the three-point line. Merritt for three, and that one will fall just a little short. That one's rebounded by Monomoy. Monomoy bringing it back up. Stolen by Merritt. Almost a reach in there by Morneau, but swatted by Rocco. And rebounded by Hiora. What a play.
Oh, my God.
But Washington still somehow comes down with the ball and puts that up. After an excellent play by Jackson Rocco to get the LeBron James Game 6 Finals type chase down block. Blocked by James.
It's like, yeah, they're not on the bigger side, but their verts are like, they're jumping over people.
There was, like I said before, Rocco having that 35-plus inch vertical. Cape Cod Academy knocks down another three, piling on the lead here in the second quarter. Monomoy's just looked flat. A whole 4 points on top of the 10 that they scored in the first. And here we are at halftime with only 14 points to Cape Cod Academy's 27.
Oh, my God.
And it's a struggle.
Yeah, deficient increased compared to the last quarter. And we enter halftime.
We are here now and talk about some game plan things that Sully once talked about to me before the game. He said their goal was to rebound and limit turnovers, which hasn't really been seen here today. 7 fouls, a few turnovers. Rebounding definitely hasn't been there. It's been better than I thought it would be, though. When I walked onto the floor and I saw how tall Cape Cod Academy was compared to this kind of undersized Monomoy team, as they put it, I was thinking we were going to get dominated in every aspect of the game. And so far, I don't really think we've been dominated. They've been the better team just a little bit.
Yeah.
But, we've been putting some points up. And 4 points in the second quarter, obviously not what you want. But maybe they could come out of the half, do something kind of how Cape Cod Academy just did there. Score their own however many points they need. Cape Cod Academy put up 19 points compared to our 4 in that quarter.
I think it's the turnovers. Like, yeah, what Sully was saying. He was saying rebounds. Okay, we got rebounds. But what about these turnovers? And the fouls on top of that?
I completely agree. We're kind of getting the ball back. We're going down court. And we're just losing it. We're getting the ball. We're getting travels. Don't want the travels. That's obviously bad. You have the ball already. You're losing it.
Right. And, like,
over the backs, blocking fouls, personal fouls, all of them. They're just piling up on Monomoy right now real quick.
And I think it's because of the full court press and what the effect is having. They're going in immediate fast break because they have to.
They do have to. They're trying their hardest to get out on that fast break. And I think defensively, Cape Cod Academy's just been a little better than Monomoy has. But with a good game plan, we can come out and maybe see something how we did in the first half or in the first quarter. And who knows? Maybe Monomoy can pull this one from behind.
I definitely. It's not a lost cause. It definitely isn't.
Absolutely not, and it's not over till it's over. My mom once told me. 13-point lead going into half. How we feeling?
How we feeling?
We confident?
Well, look, we go in the locker room. This I'm visiting. We're going to the locker room. We're Monomoy, okay? We're down. We're down. It's score.
And we've been here before. Me and you both have.
Exactly. We've
Exactly.
been here. But it's like, this is not ideal. Obviously, we're starting out morale down, okay? We know that because we're losing, all right? Nobody's morale is up when we're losing, okay? That's really impossible. Unless the score is like a one-score game, or then we're doing some good things right now, like we're coming back, okay?
Yes.
Then that's when morale is going to be good. But right now, there's no comeback. You're losing by a bigger deficit, but compared to the first quarter. Now what you're thinking is like, now what I'm wondering is, are the teammates getting each other's backs, or are they like, okay, this is what we can improve at. This is what we can improve at. And like, what can the coaches do to get everyone on the same page? I think we're all too much like all over the place. I think we're not on the same mindset that we have to be in order to win the game. And then you can say, it's just like we can talk about this, but we don't know because we're not playing. Like we could say like we gotta do this.
Exactly.
Gotta do
You
that.
can only imagine what Coach DT, Dan Taylor's talking about in the locker room right now. Probably not too happy ending on that after the buzzer beater to end the first quarter.
Not at all. But hey, emotions can't cloud you. You can be mad all you want, bro. But is being mad gonna help you win?
No, it's not. It's all about picking yourself back up, and we'll see if that's what Monomoy can do here. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Nick Sanford.
I'm
here
Jordan.
with Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome you back to some Monomoy versus Cape Cod Academy action. Looks like it'll be Merritt, Brissett, Barry, Washington, and that looks like Jamison Cassidy. For Cape Cod Academy is for Monomoy. It'll be Rocco, Hyora, Morneau, Desir, and Kimball. Desir pass to Kimball. Kimball taking that one in the paint. Pass back out. Pass to Desir. Desir seeing what you can do in the paint. And that one's stolen by Merritt. Merritt taking that one up on the fast break. Pass to Washington. Washington for three. Washington knocks that one down right out of the break. It's already 30-14 Monomoy. Not where we really want to start out with.
Right off the bat, too.
That one's Desir. Desir taking that one. He beat both defenders but picked up that dribble, so he had to pass. Hyora saving that ball. Stolen, kind of stolen, almost stolen back.
Yeah.
That one's out of bounds.
I want to see if there's anything in halftime that could change. Like anything that, like any speech, any plan constructed. I want to see if it would be translated right now in the second half.
I think I'd love to know what DT said to his players at half. I can't imagine it was anything very positive. He's probably a little more upset than anything. That was a brutal second quarter, but Desir taking this one up. Desir stolen by Washington, and he just makes it look easy.
It's these turnovers.
It is these turnovers, and that's exactly what we said. What they said themselves they should limit before the game, and so far it's just not really going according to plan. And that one's Rocco passes back to Morneau. Morneau, and they call that one a travel.
Hey,
I don't know about that one.
Dude, going too much to your head, thinking too much. I think his mind's racing a little bit. Can't get his thought process quite right. Something's happening. I don't know.
And honestly, I don't even think you can blame him for that one. That was a bit of a fringe call, but we'll go with it, I guess. This Brissett falls. Looks like he's almost bodied by Morneau. Very impressive. That'll be Martin guarding Washington. Washington puts that one up. Rare miss. Merritt taking that one into the paint. Pass to Barry. Barry puts that one up. Tested by Hyora. And that is a reaching foul on Barry. Not sure what that one was going for. Maybe he was trying to go for the ball, but he kind of just grabbed his shoulder there and told him to stop passing.
Hey, your guess is as good as mine, man.
That'll be Rocco on the inbound. Rocco bringing this one up. Hey, Jed. Rocco bringing this one up. Rocco stops in his tracks. Pass to Martin. Martin still dribbling. See where he goes with this. Guarded by Merritt. Merritt can't do anything about it. Kimball takes that one into the paint. And
swatted down.
Swatted down. Yep.
Can't quite land three-pointer.
That is Rocco out in the wing. Saves the ball. Pass to Morneau. Morneau pass to Martin. Martin. Back to Hyora. Hyora taking that one into the paint. Puts that one up. And it is good. A little better. We're working into it. We're working back into it. Down by a bit.
You can work back into it, but in order to work back into it, you need to stop this point, and you need to stop a couple more points.
And I think we need to be a little more consistent. We've seen points come in bursts. The first quarter, obviously a good one. Ended with a lead. Very quickly went away in the second quarter, but maybe we can in the third quarter with one too. That's rebounded by Merritt. Pass to Washington. Washington's playing out of his mind tonight. Knocking down threes, putting up balls, getting layups. And steals, plenty of steals. Man's stolen about half the possessions from Monomoy, I'd say. Zach Martin taking this one up from Monomoy. A little bit past the three-point line, taking that one up. Finn Hyora taking that one into the paint. Saved by Morneau. Morneau pass to Rocco. Rocco back to the three-point line. 4-3 wide open, and he knocks that down effortlessly.
We in Ireland now. We in Ireland.
All green, baby. Trey Merritt taking this one in for Cape Cod Academy. Rebounded by Brissett. Puts that one back up. Looks like that'll be a timeout by Cape Cod Academy. Kind of stop themselves from getting a little too behind here. Or too ahead, maybe. I don't know.
Hey, who knows?
I mean, they're winning, but we are indeed coming back here.
Little by little.
Scored more points than we did in the first, or in the second quarter. 5 more points.
Just a little bit.
You know, nothing, something slight. Score is still hitting 36-19. Cape Cod Academy. Not really what we wanted to see, especially when we asked our very own producer, Mr. Kaz, if we could have a post-game interview tonight. He said, if we win. Not what we're not liking what we're seeing right now.
Not what we wanted right now.
Our candidate was Jeffrey Kimball, or friend of the show, Mike DeSeer. See him a lot.
Right.
Somehow. Never in class.
Yeah, never.
God, that hooligan. As we're coming back here from the break, looks like it'll be Robke, Santos, Barry, Merritt, and Washington on the floor for Cape Cod Academy. And I'll tell you, Monomoy, once they break out of the huddle here.
Can we just really quickly talk about Tamar Washington? I feel like he's just been taking control, been fluid, and it's just been electric.
It's very safe to say he's been the best player on the court all night, and I don't think he's left it once.
No.
And I think if he does, Monomoy probably has a 10 times better chance, because this man has just been not only walking us down, stealing the ball, then on offense, scoring the ball just as well. And it's kind of crazy to see. Kind of sad that he doesn't still go here, but
oh my God!
You know,
unless speaking about
and
him,
there he goes
in
again.
LA.
Too quick, and he's just piling onto those points. And I'd love to see how much he has now, but statistician seems to be on the other side of the floor.
Not quite with us.
Morneau.
Oh my!
Swatted by Roki. I believe they
Shooting
called
foul?
that one a shooting foul. Still a good
Look,
block. He seems pretty
still
happy
block,
about
hey.
it.
I thought it was clean from my angle. I think maybe I'm a bit blind, so.
My apologies. That was Barry, not Roki. Two very similar looking fellas.
They're both big dudes.
Oh, one's got a black shirt on. That's how I remember that one. First one, no good. See what Morneau can do with the second. Maybe bump us over that 20-point mark. First time all night, and there we go. 38-20. Cape Cod Academy is ahead.
18-point deficit.
Not what we like.
Not at all, man.
Ooh, we're cutting into that 19-point halftime deficit, so we'll see what we can do here.
Wow.
Santos makes it look effortless. Just jumps up there, puts the ball right in the hoop.
And the assist from Kyle Rock.
That'll be I can only imagine maybe a travel on Monomoy. Looked more like a reach-in than anything, but looks like Cape Cod Academy ball, and that'll be a new face for us tonight. Harrison Loff, number 5. Roki out on the wing, pass back to Washington. And ball ends up in Loff's hands. Back here to Barry, back to Santos. Santos puts that one up again, effortless.
Santos is just always in the paint.
He's just staying there,
he's
staying
available.
open.
It's like if the 3 ain't open, he's in the paint somewhere.
And
ooh, I don't think that counted.
What are they calling that one? That'll be a 3-pointer with a possibility for a 4-point play here. Kind of a rare thing to see. Hyoura knocked that one down with a guy in his face. Clobbered after the fact. Puts that up, and that is a 4-point play for Finn Hyoura.
Okay, not too bad. Still back
Very
at 18.
good play. Definitely a good thing if you're trying to get back into this one. Washington pass to Roki. Roki on the 3-point line, spins. Roki trying to take it down in. Guarded. Barry for 3. Barry off the backboard, doesn't get it. Santos is right there for the rebound, and he
in that paint
jumps right up, and he's making it look effortless. And I'd say if there was another player other than Washington on Cape Cod Academy that I'd say he's playing very well tonight, it's Santos.
I feel like
although he didn't I don't believe he started, but
no, he's doing great though.
He's done great ever since I put him in the game, and I think that's why he's still in. He's getting rebounds, he's getting the ball, and he's getting the ball in the net.
You're in that spot. You know, I feel like if Tamar isn't open, or he's on the 3-point line, then you have options. This is what CCA is good about. They have options at both the paint and at range. And I think this is what's really putting the deficit in their game right now.
Absolutely, and I think that duo of Washington-Santos is going to be big for them here in the future, probably. And Washington, obviously, that kind of outside threat, do-it-all, 5-tool guard, can do anything. And then we have Santos, kind of the lankier, taller, sneakily strong player. Always in the paint, getting the rebounds, and getting the points, just like he did there.
Just getting him right now.
Rocco taking the ball up. See what we can do. Kind of been a quiet night. A little bit off from three. Nothing we haven't seen before. That one from three. He is mauled after the fact, but no call on that one. Washington bringing it up on the fast break, guarded by Martin. Martin switches around to Barry. Barry puts that one up and knocks it right down. Obviously, big size difference there. Barry, a very large individual compared to...
They don't want to stop eating right now. CCA does not want to stop eating.
And I think...
Like, it's Thanksgiving right now, and they're feasting right now.
They are.
This is insane.
They are feasting.
Just score after score after score.
I don't know. I wouldn't put it on the same level as Thanksgiving, though. Maybe a Christmas dinner.
What are you thinking?
Christmas dinner kind
Christmas
of thing.
dinner?
I mean, family's still there. Just not as important, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like after everything's settled down.
Yeah, just a little bit.
It's not that impressive. Come on.
Like Thanksgiving dinner first, and then it's like a little bit of Christmas. Maybe Christmas breakfast.
And there you go, Zach Martin. First points of the game, I believe. Knocks that one down to make it 48-28. Cut the lead to 20. Hiora steals that, passes up to Martin, leads him fairly well, puts that up, and that's a quick 4 points for Zach Martin, and we'll take that all day. And I think we've gotten to 30 points quicker than we probably scored 2 in the second quarter.
Literally. Now we're transitioning. It was a heavy defense. Now we're transitioning to points. Like, now we need points.
All cylinders are clicking on offense for us right now, and 2 kind of 4-point plays that layup, then steal, then another layup by Martin, and of course the 4-point play by Hiora earlier on. Quick 8 points, puts you up right up there. 30 points, unfortunately. Cape Cod Academy also not slowing down as Seif checks on for Hiora. Looks like Kimball and Ruthier also in the game. Ruthier, someone who's not really seen a lot of playing time this year. Not that it isn't deserved. She's immediately scored on by Loft.
Thanks for Charlie Seif, first time checked into the game.
Which is something you don't really see with seniors, but Seif, another one of those guys who hasn't really played before as he puts that one up for 3. Interesting jump shot, and Kimball cannot come down with the rebound. Pass up to Santos, guarded by Seif, and they're going to call that one a foul. It wasn't necessarily physical more than it was just kind of a wrong place, wrong time type of thing. But
I think at that point you just shouldn't put his hands on him.
It'll be 2 free throws for Santos, and see what the shooting game's like. Oh, they call it a tech. Wow. Or is that a flagrant? I think it's flagrant, but that'll be
definitely flagrant.
Technical free throw for Mikey Santos. Just something I haven't seen in a high school basketball game. Didn't really look like a flagrant, kind of more of a poorly timed layup. I think he definitely went up a little later than he should have.
Right.
Wrong place, wrong time. Seif's right behind him. He falls down, and that slight push forward is just going to make you kind of go flying under there.
Right.
But he makes 1 free throw, and it'll be Cape Cod Academy ball once again off the technical free throw. It'll be Loft for 3. Loft shoots that in air balls. Ruthier not even needed to defend. That's just how good he is, I guess. Oh, my God, and Zach Martin going up and over and crushes someone in the process.
Offensive charge, I think.
That, I believe, is a charging foul. You see that foul total starting to tick up a little more for Monomoy. Pass the Loft back to Barry. The very large individual bringing the ball up the court. Pass to Santos. Santos guarded by Seif. Seif, hands in his face. And that'll be, looks like Roki guarded by Burke. It's 3-on-3. And that'll be a shooting foul on Braden Burke.
A bit of a 21-point deficit right now.
You know, just after we were kind of hyping him up, getting those 2 4-point plays. Real quick 8 points, you know and here we are again.
It's the least we could do. At least we could try to hype up our team. You know.
We're rooting them on. And this free throw will be good, unfortunately, but that passes to Burt. No longer need for a full court press, I don't think. This is no longer one. And we'll see what Ruthier could do here with the ball. Passes it immediately. Never mind. Back to Seif. It'll be Jeffrey Kimball. Zoo himself puts it back up, but is fouled on the shot. That'll be 2 for him. And senior.
2 seconds left to the third quarter.
Indeed.
The game's coming to a clinch right now.
Professional photographer Nathan Holtz on the other end of the floor. Need some shots of the free throw action going on here.
Leg spread.
In position there with Ethan Carey. Kimball for the free throw. He just does knock that one down after looking like it might go out for a minute. A little bit of a lucky bounce. Yep. That one put up. Made a wish. Didn't come true. And it is now 53-31. Cape Cod Academy. A much better scoring quarter by Monomoy standards. Going from 14 to 31.
But tremendous
just as good of a scoring quarter by Cape Cod Academy here. Just adding right on. We're actually down more than we were at halftime, and it's not looking too great going here into the fourth quarter. And I can only imagine what DT's saying. Probably a little more positive than last time, but
right.
Sure. Coach Adam Rose here for Cape Cod Academy is ecstatic.
Well, I mean, like, you did your job. You're doing your job at least.
Oh, yeah. Win games.
Yeah.
Get them up to that 500 record, 6-7 right now.
Yeah, it's just like Adam Rose, he told me, he was like, look, our game plan isn't like some crazy maneuver that we got to do. Look, all we can do right now is great offense, great defense. He's like, that's all we can focus on. Let's get better in that. Let's keep focusing on that to make ourselves better in order so we can beat this team again. Like, because we don't want to lose this thing. Like, literally. That's all you can do. And right now, that's what they're doing.
That's exactly what they're doing, Jordan, as it looks like Lofts back out into the court to receive the inbound for Cape Cod Academy. And that's a new face there. Inbounding, though, that will be number 23, Gabe David, class of 2024. So he tosses that one into Loft. Loft kind of been in the game here ever since Cape Cod Academy took their big lead, as Tamar Washington is now on the bench for the first time in the game. Replaced by Caleb Rodriguez, it looks like. That's Scythe out to Burke. Burke for three. That one's off the rim.
Target.
Rebounded by Santos. Back to Loft. Up to David. David back to Loft. Santos. Loft puts that one up for the quick rebound, and that works perfect.
Wow.
And it's just been an onslaught since the first quarter here. Cape Cod Academy can't stop scoring, and we can't seem to find the net.
Oh.
And just as I say that, Zach Martin knocks down a very challenged layup. And he's having himself quite a game here. A few real quick, kind of back-to-back points. You know, knocking stuff down when we need him. He's actually been one of the more clutch guys so far. That's Kimball bringing the ball up past the Scythe. Scythe. Top of the key, back to Kimball. Kimball. Back to Burke. Burke to Scythe. Scythe. Seeing what he can do with it. Back to Ruthier. Ruthier for three. And that one looked good from over here, but it was not.
Not on mark right now. It's just really not on mark right now.
Nothing you can really do about that one, obviously. Haven't really been knocking down threes all game. And that one's just
this deficit is just like
beautifully executed by David there. Burke bringing the ball up for Monomoy. Burke taking it over the middle. Very heavily contested. And that is to the corner at Scythe. Burke again. Back to Kimball. Kimball taking it into the paint. Puts it right up, and that is good. 57-35 now for Monomoy.
Good move.
Scythe on Rodriguez. Rodriguez past to Loft. Loft to Roki. Santos sets a pick for Roki. Doesn't really go anywhere. That's David. David at the top of the three-point line. David taking that one into the paint, and that is a travel on Cape Cod Academy. It'll be Monomoy ball, and looks like Zach Martin will be on the inbound.
Charlie Scythe passing it off.
Martin bringing it up. Martin picked up by Rodriguez at about half court. Taking it into the paint, wide open, and he'll put that layup up, and it will not go anywhere near the rim.
We do not know where that was going.
He tried something, kind of a Kyrie-esque. We don't. Not sure about that one. That was a bit of a wide open air ball. Scythe for three. Almost knocks it down. That is David bringing the ball up for Cape Cod Academy off the rebound. Now Loft has the ball. Half court. Santos sets the pick. Loft for three. No good. And that'll be an over the back on Mikey Santos. Gonna be the big man Scythe. Gonna inbound here. Roadkey seems to be getting a little bit of an applause from the Cape Cod Academy crowd here as he comes off the court. Final kind of starting rotation guy out on the bench now. Loft now in the game. Looks like Rodriguez, David, and a couple other new faces. Can get you there in a second.
Yeah.
That is rebounded by Santos. Santos pass to David. David at the top of the three-point line. Pass to Rodriguez. Rodriguez taking that one down in. David back out of the three-point line. Pass into Santos,
Wow.
and the big body just puts it right up.
Too big.
And
Too
he
big
is
for him.
continuing his outstanding game.
Now, I'm still wondering what these coaches are thinking. I'm wondering what DT is thinking right now. Like, can he really, like, what is he thinking? Like, okay, we have to do something, or is he just like, just play the game?
Or maybe he's even given in or
Yeah.
something else, but it's just not looking too great for Monomoy at the moment.
Not at all.
Down by 24,
4 minutes.
ever increasing lead.
It was a game in the first quarter. It was a really good. It was a game. I think it was like not even. I think it was maybe a 2-point deficit, and then it got cut after to an 8-point deficit. It just keeps increasing.
If I'm remembering correctly, we actually had a 2-point lead at the end of the first quarter off the
Oh
buzzer
yeah, we
beater.
did.
And things just haven't gone our way since. The buzzer beater's kind of been the death of all offense here. We've just been struggling.
gosh.
Kimball puts that one up, and that layup is right in there. And honestly, you can look at this whole game. It looks like a blowout at the moment. However, you take away that second quarter, you start to see a much closer game. If we don't get outscored like 19 to what, 4? 20 to 4? I think we definitely have a lot closer matchup on our hands here, and that second quarter just kind of a killer for Monomoy.
Right.
Kimball puts that one up. Unlucky bounce off the side of the rim. Monomoy now on the full court press to some success here as Jarrett Morneau gets the steal. It'll be Scythe on the outside of the three-point line. Pass to Ruthier. Ruthier seeing what he can do. Burke for three. And that one off the side of the rim.
This execution just like.
David taking the ball in, snagged by Morneau. Morneau seeing who he can pass to. Full court press, kind of back on there for a second. Scythe bringing the ball up, back to Morneau. Morneau spins, brings it back. Nice move by Morneau. Pass to Kimball. Kimball for a nice little mid-range jumper.
Ooh.
That one was rough.
Not on target.
A little short. A lot of air under that one. Not much net.
Bit of a whistle.
That is Lauf being guarded by Ruthier, sticking with him. Very impressive through the screen. And it doesn't seem to matter as Rodriguez knocks down the three. Now 62-39. And it is all Cape Cod Academy right now. Not what we wanted to see going into the beginning of this game.
No, we were not expecting this. This just wasn't what we were expecting at all.
A blowout is definitely
not the expectation.
It's going to be rough for these guys, especially on their already 2-game losing streak. I mean,
Definitely.
going into a third one, that's when the streak really begins. And
it's like, how can, like,
especially on such a, it's kind of a blowout. And it's the same team you've lost to already, and not even that long ago, like 2 weeks ago.
Right.
It's the same team you're losing to again. And
you would think you were just like, okay, this is what we can do better, and like this is what we can just like, this is how we can beat them. It's just like,
and you think maybe that one game's experience, maybe they'll come back.
try
It's
to do
our house
something.
now. I mean, they were at Cape Cod Academy before. Why shouldn't we be
Home
doing
game.
just as well? But it doesn't seem to be the case today. Sharks, however, on the bright side, do have their bonus. So any more fouls on them will result in some one-and-one free throws.
Try to do something.
Scythe inbounding to Ruthier. Ruthier taking the ball up. And he just surprisingly Contrary to the Monomoy offense so far today, doesn't look to pass until right there when he hits Kimball. And Kimball can't get the ball in the net, and that one's a jump ball, and it will remain Monomoy ball. Yep.
All right.
Kimball out to Morneau, and he just gets whacked. That probably should have been a foul, but they're going to call it a steal for Cape Cod Academy. This late in the game, I doubt they care too much. And that one is a foul, so never mind.
Santos. Wow.
The big guy himself, seeing what he can do from the free throw line.
Having a great game, too. You know, definitely, I think Tamar probably has the most points, but I think in his case, when Tamar isn't getting the points, I think he is. I think he's the one getting the points.
And so far, he really has been. Tamar probably, Washington probably got close to 20 points, I'd like to say, tonight. That's just my estimate. And Santos himself, he has at least 10 that I can count from recent memory. So we'll see kind of the scoring breakdown later, maybe when I go talk to the coaches. But I would love to see some stats from the night. It seems like a lot of the production's been coming from one or two areas on Cape Cod Academy's floor.
Yeah, really.
Monomoy, of course, spreading the ball around a lot more. Can't really rely on those one or two bigger people who are more athletic. Just a run-of-the-mill group of some basketball players. None too big, none too small. Obviously, the youth part is going to play a big factor into it. Ruthier bringing the ball up for Monomoy. See what he can do, maybe get this offense going. Been in the game for a while, since about halfway through the fourth quarter. As pass out to Ruthier. Back to Morneau. Guarded by David. And pass to Seif, trying to get that one out to Burke. Ruthier fakes, puts that one up. Oh, almost in there. Just a little bit of an unlucky roll around the rim, and that one's out.
Really just all have been unlucky all around.
It's been pretty rough so far. As Kimball gets that ball, throws it up to Seif, seeing what he wants to do with it here. Maybe he'll shoot.
Slow it down.
He's got a couple threes off today, but we'll see. Seif in the corner. And he knocks that three down. Make it 42-62 Monomoy, or 42-62 Cape Tech, or Cape Cod Academy, my apologies.
Wow.
You got it wrong twice, but Santos putting that one up, and he is fouled on the shot. Very good. We'll see what he can do from the free throw line. Can't seem to escape him. Death taxes and Mikey Santos seems to be what it has been since the second half.
How many fouls has he gotten?
He's got plenty. He's been at the free throw line way too much. Puts that one up, and it is no good. See what he can do with the second. Doesn't seem to be any changes for Monomoy. Ruthier staying there in the back, as most guards do. Still be Kimball, Seif, Morneau, and Burke alongside him. Pass to Ruthier. Bringing the ball up the court. Ruthier looking, scanning the floor. Ruthier pass to Burke. Burke for three.
Ooh.
Almost knocking it down, and he's really had an off night tonight. Getting these threes up, none of them will fall. And I think maybe if just a few of them had, to be in a very different game right now.
It's really just, I think this entire match has just been just execution. It's always just been execution. And I feel like just execution just hasn't been there for Monomoy. But it has been there for CCA since the beginning. And I think it really started exploding that second quarter, and especially during the second half.
And they really haven't let up at all as that ball is passed to Santos. Back to Warrant Chen. Picked up by Rodriguez off the ball getting poked free. Swatted, passed back in by Morneau. Chen picking that one up, and that's a foul on Morneau. Looks like a reach in.
Warren Chen to the free throw line. Oh, wait, no.
It'll be Rodriguez on the inbound. Seif covering. Back to Lauf. Lauf bringing the ball up. Really hasn't done much since Ruthier came onto the floor.
Yeah, I think they're going to let the time go out.
Testament to his defense. And
time goes out.
It's like time's out. And your final score here from the Monomoy Regional High School gym, 62-42, Cape Cod Academy. A rough loss for the Sharks tonight.
Definitely third loss in their season in a row. Second
right.
time to these guys.
All right, Jordan, it's been great being on here with you tonight.
Definitely the best color commentator.
I would like to thank the rest of our crew, cameramen Morgan Alexander, Jeff Hauk,
Caleb Harmon.
and Caleb Harmon. Our producer, Mr. Cass, and I'm Nick Sanford. This is Jordan Charlo. Thank you all. See ya.